Been waiting for this trip for a little while, so it's quite exciting that the day's finally here. I am on my way to the airport to embark on probably the longest flight I've been on yet. One thing that I've really missed since moving to Hayes is just getting out in nature and the countryside. When the opportunity came to take this trip on, I had to just grab it with everything, make time for it and go. Today's flight is going to be about 14.5 hours, which is a bloody long time to be on a plane, but I love flying, so for me it's not too bad, and it's a really exciting adventure at the other end, which always makes it better. I'm on staff travel, so I'm actually not too sure what seat I'm gonna get, so it could be really good, like could end up with a really good seat, or could end up with like just a shocker.
Gate 251 to Santiago. We hope to be boarding your service within the next 15 minutes through gate B48.
I actually ended up in economy at the back, and it was a perfect example of how staff travel doesn't always work out. Sometimes the loads look like you're going to be alright, like you're going to get a good seat, and then you just don't. But at the same time, I've had it before where it looks like you're absolutely hopeless, you've got no chance, and then you end up getting a really good seat. It went really quick, and now I actually feel quite well rested, so excited to go pick up the hire car and get going. So I'm now on my way to the main city centre in Santiago to do a little bit of shopping for the adventure that I've got for the next couple of days. The walk that I want to do requires crampons and ice axe, and in my last minute rush to get ready, I didn't have time to find my crampons and ice axe. I'm trying to solve that problem now. I found an outdoor shop. I'm going to try and buy some crampons and ice axe. Jackpot, I found what I need. That was a lot more expensive than I was hoping it would be. I was rushing around trying to find everything I needed. Halfway through the shopping I realised I've made a fatal error. When I bought the crampons and ice axe, I was also supposed to buy some gas for my little camping stove, and I forgot to buy that, so I have no gas for the stove. I finally made it, and now I'm on the dirt road making my way to effectively the first checkpoint, which is the main campsite. I think I had about 10 minutes spare, so that's pretty good. And yeah, really excited now to get to the campsite for a couple of days in nature. So I have arrived at the first campsite, and as you can see, the car is filthy, absolutely filthy. I'm definitely gonna have to take it to a car wash. Basically here is where you camp out when you first get here, and then the idea is that from here you can do lots of different walks, including the one I want to do to the viewpoint where you can see the big glacier. There's a nice little spot to camp that I found overlooking this big stream, and the sound of the water is just beautiful, so I think that's going to be super relaxing. So right here is where I'm going to sleep. So the sun is just setting now. It is 7:30, and for the rest of the afternoon I've been basically just getting things ready for tomorrow. I've sacrificed quite a few things because I want it to be nice and light. Like, I'm not taking a tent, I'm just going to take a bivvy bag. Yeah, feeling good about tomorrow. Feels a bit weird being here on my own, like 8,000 miles away from home, but it is what it is. Just takes some adjusting, I guess. So, look who turned up. One of the dogs turned up, and around about the same sort of time the park ranger came. I asked him, where did the dogs come from? And he said that basically they're strays and they get dropped off at the ski resort up the road, and then when the ski season finishes there's nothing really going on there, they can't find food, so they come lower down and they find this place, which is where all the tourists come in the summer. And the sun is just starting to hit us here. I think that means it's probably time for me to start my walk. Day one. The rucksack feels heavy, but it'll get lighter as we go along and I'll get used to it. So it's now 9:30, a little bit later than I would have hoped to have left, but it was really nice just kind of chilling out really. When the sun came out it was lovely and warm. So I've stopped here to sort my crampons out. Someone said that the park ranger might tell me off if I had them pointing the pointy end outwards, and apparently it's like a safety issue because like if someone falls into your bag they could get hurt. So I've just placed them like one facing each other so the pointy bits are not outwards. But in the process of doing that I took my bag off and the chest strap snapped. So luckily I brought this sky rope. I thought it might be handy for something, so I'm going to try and DIY fix it. This is the bit that snapped there. As soon as I put any pressure on that, it just comes off. So I'm going to try and tie it. Hello. You alright, mate? What are you doing here then? Alright, I'm pretty sure that worked a treat. Let's try it out now, see if it breaks again. There's a certain smell coming from the plants. It's really nice because I think they're the same plants that they had in Patagonia when we used to live there when I was a little boy. And yeah, it's just such a lovely smell. So the whole route runs along this stream here, which is the main stream of the valley, and it's completely full of sulfur. It's basically got too many minerals for human consumption, so you can't drink from it, so it'll make you sick. But there are streams that come off the mountain perpendicular to that one, and those ones are fine. So either way, I've got more than enough water, but I will fill up on day 2. So I've made it to the first checkpoint, 4.2 kilometers into the hike. It's a nice spot for lunch, so I'm gonna have lunch here. These cheese, ham and tomato rolls that I made are just amazing. Oh, feeling a bit tired now. Got about 3 kilometers to go. This is a bit steeper, so with the weight of the backpack, it's definitely tiring. So the terrain seems to have mellowed out considerably here, so it's a lot easier going. Only 2.5 kilometers to go now. until the next campsite where I'm going to stop for the night. I'm excited to rest. We can now see all the way to the base of the mountain, and right at the bottom the waterfalls, which are probably too small to see on camera now, but we're going to go past those in the next couple of days. So we've reached this kind of higher plateau area here. This is a little place called La Lata. 8.2 kilometers into the hike, 6.2 kilometers to go. I mean, this place looks like it's set up just for like tents and stuff, so I'm probably going to set up my bivvy here, I think. So I finished setting up my camp, and it's nice and simple. There's not too much stuff, so it's quite easy to organise, but I'll show you around. This is where I'm going to be sleeping, so I've got my spare change of clothes in there, my fleece, and of course my -20 sleeping bag that's going to keep me nice and warm. The views are just phenomenal, just surrounded by 4,000 metre peaks, and the stars are going to be insane tonight. It's clear sky, there's no light pollution here. This is just going to be just wild, just absolutely insane. And I've got no phone signal, which I was hoping to have phone signal here. They told me up until here you have phone signal. There's nothing, so I'm just gonna have to read my book and chill out. Just kind of chilling out at the campsite now, and I was going to change into my new fresh clothes, but obviously I can't have a shower here. There's nothing here, but I can at least wash my feet. So I'm going to wash my feet in this stream. It's going to be freezing, but it's going to feel so good to put fresh socks on with clean feet. I'm probably going to try to get to sleep fairly early and then set my alarm and wake up in the middle of the night to see if the stars are out. It's cloudy at the moment, but it could clear up later. And here we are, we've made it through the night. Last night was quite mild, but this morning the wind has picked up and the skies have completely cleared and it is freezing. So I was nice and warm in my sleeping bag, but I had to make an effort and get out of it, and it's been tough. Like, I've got my fleece on, I've got my down jacket, and just about warming up now. Nice and sunny, but super windy here, so I've put my raincoat back on just to stop the wind a little bit. Looks like we got some cloud coming in, maybe like a little inversion. So started now with some steeper terrain, so it's a lot slower. So So the clouds are fast approaching here, and there is a danger that if they get to me before I get to the viewpoint of the glacier, which is the end point of the route, then I won't be able to even see the glacier at all, so it will all have been for nothing. So I'm going to keep pushing on and see what happens. Definitely feeling the altitude now, as we're nearing, well, I think over 3,000 meters now. This is the mountain that we could see all the way from the bottom of the valley where I parked the car, where I camped that first night. And now finally seeing it so close up, that's awesome. So cool to be surrounded by all these like majestic mountains, and the serious mountains. They're like 4.5, 5,500 meters. That's more than 15,000 feet. The viewpoint of the glacier, which is where I want to go, is 3,500 meters, and we are now here at 3,200. Got about another 300 meters of vertical to go. Getting on with the last bit now. The last 2.5 kilometers. That last section's been really hard going. Just feel like breathless and a little bit dizzy. So one last steep section here, and I can see the glacier already, so I think we're not far. That last bit dragged on forever. Wow. Totally worth all the effort of the last 3 days. Flying 8,000 miles and hiking for 2 days, 14 kilometers to 3,500 meters of altitude. To be here completely on my own. Wow. Well, after 2 days of non-stop climbing, it's so nice to just be descending, and it's so much easier. The way down is so much quicker. It's amazing the contrast with what it was like up on the glacier and even half an hour ago. And now completely engulfed in cloud, and it looks a bit like England. I'm definitely gonna camp out where I camped last night and then finish the rest of the trail down tomorrow, because the way down does beat your feet a lot harder. Arriving back at camp, it was a completely different scene to what I had left that same morning. There was a thick fog and everything it touched was wet through. My clothes, the bivvy bag, the sleeping bag. But I was so tired, I just wanted to go to sleep and hope for the best in the morning. So all the moisture that landed here from the mist last night, as soon as the sky cleared, started turning to ice, which meant that all the moisture inside the bivvy bag was also turning to ice. That morning I headed back down the valley, slowly warming up as the sun peeked through the mountains. Once back in civilization, I met up with Rach and we did normal touristy things. Hang out with some alpacas and had way too many drinks. Then it was time to go home, and this time round not only did I get the best seat on the plane, but I was also blessed with some amazing views. We took off from Santiago and headed over the Andes. I could see on the map that we were going to go near Aconcagua, the highest mountain in the Americas. And then, all of a sudden, there she was.